Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. I have something exciting to share today that's been a long time coming. I've had a lot of questions on how to find good reliable information on harder to grow / harder to find succulents like conophytum, lithops, other messemes, and lots of other plants. But today this is specifically on lithops and where to find reliable, detailed information if you are not a research geek such as myself that enjoys spending countless hours reading through research papers and writing synopses and stuff like that. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, where can you find good information that you can trust on these guys? And I've known that this book was one of the better ones out there for a while, but since I do so much research myself via research papers, etc., just because that's how I've always done things, I didn't feel a super need to order it myself. However, since people have been asking so much, I thought, all right, it's time to order this book so that I can actually do a review and actually give my opinion on it. And it finally came today, and I obviously haven't had much chance to look through it yet, but I am so thrilled. And the book is Lithops, Treasures of the Veld, and it is by Stephen A. Hammer, and this is what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon. I will put a link in the description box below if you would like to check it out. It's not an affiliate link. I don't make any money on this stuff. I'm just sharing what I enjoy. And it's kind of expensive, and so that's why I wanted to actually show you guys and do a little review on it, because it's about $50, give or take, I think 49 or something, which is, you know, a little bit expensive for a book like this. However, for the information that it has in it, and mostly the pictures, which I'm going to flip around here and show you guys, they are phenomenal. Like just for the pictures alone, I am already giddy, and I haven't even read through any of the info. But there's just lots of pages. Hopefully the lights won't glare too much. There's pictures on the habitat, etc. But the thing that all of these are fantastic. Look at this. I mean, just lots of pictures. But as you go on farther, this is the thing that I find so extremely valuable that no amount of research papers can provide, and that is photos of all of the different varieties. Now, I'll mention here with lithops in particular, well, specifically, I'll say the ability to tell them by sight for certain is very, very, very low, because the same species can form very different patterns on all of their different offshoots, and so they're not, the patterns aren't regulated enough to make it completely accurate to identify by sight. However, if you have pictures that you can compare your guys to, you can get pretty close a lot of times, and finding accurate photos online with the proper labels can be very challenging. So here we go, and there are just pages of all of these guys close up. Great photos with their names. Look at this. I mean, just page after page, and then there's specifics in between on each of these varieties, which is so amazing. Like I said, I haven't looked through a ton of the information yet as far as reading this stuff, but Stephen Hammer is one of the, as far as I know anyways, is one of the leading experts, at least in the U.S., that I know of, and has a nursery and a large collection and whatnot. And it has detailed drawings. I mean, it's just fantastic, and I would highly recommend it. Some of the species obviously have a lot more information than others, because there's a lot more known about some species than others. But all in all, just keep showing you this here. The amount of information that it has on each variety is a lot more than I expected. I expected it to be a lot more general information and a lot more photographs of lithops in their natural habitat, etc., rather than clearly labeled close-ups of names. So I am thrilled, because I am not I just went blank. Sorry. I don't have a source just at the tip of my fingers for finding a whole bunch of photos of various species that are just easy to grab if someone, you know, asks, hey, do you have any idea what this kind is? And some of the succulents I have just memorized by sight, but there are so many Lithops and Conophytum, and I'm newer to both of those in the last couple of years, and so they just, all the names haven't soaked into my brain like other ones have. Anyways, Lithops, Treasures of the Veld, Stephen Hammer. If you're looking for a book on care, on how to tell varieties apart, and just some little details about the different varieties, I highly, highly recommend this. I'm going to do another video on some other sources that I recommend, and a little bit more information on how I find my information and the process and what that kind of looks like, but I don't want this video to go on too long for today. I just wanted to show you this book because I'm so excited, and let you guys see it and see some of the photos inside so that maybe you would like to buy your own. I think that's it for today. They did send in with this book a flyer for the American Cactus and Succulent Association, as well as the British Cactus and Succulent Association. I am not a member of either. I think I may join both, probably just to see. I am a member of MSG, which I will talk about more in the other video, which is the Messime Study Group, and it is based out of the UK also. And they send out yearly, or quarterly, sorry, bulletins. There's a yearly membership fee, but it's very reasonable. It's, I think, 23 pounds, which ended up being less than $40 for the year. And I would recommend that if you are into Messimes in particular, Lithops and Conophytum and stuff like that. I would highly recommend you joining them, although I haven't been a member long enough to really benefit from it yet. The last, I've been a member for maybe 4 or 5 months. When I was first told about it, funny story, when I was first told about it, I was talking to another grower, and of Conophytum in particular, and we were talking about fertilizers and whether or not to use them for Conophytum and when, etc. And he said, in the middle of that discussion, he said, you know what, you should really check out the info on MSG. You would really like it. And I thought, MSG, monosodium glutamate? What does that have to do with plants? That's a food additive and a chemical food additive that's not very good for you, and I can't imagine it would be good for plants. And so I got on Google and was just like, MSG for plants, for fertilizer, for anything to do with horticulture and MSG, and found nothing. And I was really sick at the time and just kind of put it in the back of my mind and went on about my life and didn't really think much of it. And then months and months later, I was in another group, and someone made a comment about the Messime Study Group, and they spelled it out. And as soon as I saw Messime Study Group, I went, oh, MSG, that's what he was talking about all those months ago. It's something. So I Googled it and found out that it was a study group, and that made so much sense why he recommended and thought that I would enjoy it. So I haven't actually gotten their bulletins, but I have received info from them / about them, but the last quarter was delayed, and it's in the mail and has been in the mail for the last month. So hopefully it will be arriving soon, and I will let you guys have a little look to see what a bulletin kind of looks like and give you a little bit of a description of what you can expect. So up until now, I haven't actually benefited from the Messime Study Group. My research is all done the very slow, painstaking way. I love it. I am such a geek. I pore over papers and have notebooks full of notes that I've had for years and years. And I was reading, you know, every gardening book and even encyclopedias that I could get my hands on when I was really young. And so that's just weird little me. And I use all of the information that I gather from all of these different sources to put together to make videos. Now, I don't research for my videos usually per se. I just use all of the little tidbits I get while I'm talking about a plant or showing you something. And so if I had a place to just point you guys to that was a nice website that you could get really condensed information from, I 100% would do that. If any of you know of a website or multiple websites like that have really good, more unusual, not blog type information, please tell me in the comments below, because I would love to know, and I'm sure lots of other people would love to know. I haven't found any one person in particular who does a lot of writing or research that has their stuff all in one location that I've been able to find. I spend hours going from one link to another link to this research paper to that, plant journal, and take copious notes. And a lot of the research papers are really difficult to read if you're not into that kind of a thing. They're not an easy read, and they're really not practical. So they'll give you information on the study and what that, what it meant when they were studying whatever topic and how the plant responded or whatever, but they really don't give you practical info on what that means for you growing the plant specifically at home or anywhere. And so I really enjoy taking all of these little facts and putting them together in a practical way for people to see, which is why I started doing these videos. And because there just didn't seem to be a lot of that online that I found. But as I continue to find more resources like books, websites, etc., I will definitely let you guys know. And in the meantime, please let me know in the comments below any of your favorite books on succulents or messemes, etc., and any of your favorite websites. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another word for websites, but any online location that you found for even groups or whatever, Facebook groups that are more, I don't know what I want to call it, advanced, not just, basic succulent information, but more detailed. That's the word I'm looking for, very detailed information on some of the harder to find plants and the plants that are harder to find information about. Yeah. So that's it, I guess, for today. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I will talk to you soon, and happy growing.